I need to make sure my mic works. Hello! Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone? I'm exhausted. That's nothing new. I've been exhausted all week, I feel. I don't think there's been a moment this week that I haven't had some form of crippling exhaustion. Hello, Yoda. How are you? Yeah, I'm here. I came on a little later than I planned because I was doing a few things and I got busy and then I needed to eat because food is important. Oh, really? I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully everything resolves itself. So right now I made food. I ate something, which was good. But I think now that got me tired. Hey Nico, what's up? So yeah, I'm here. I oddly enough have been rewatching Skate the Infinity. Yes, thank you. I purposely moved my setup so I could include her in the background. And you see like anime figures, you see my couch, which was without stuff for like a day, and then I piled stuff back on there. Because I'm crazy. I have my Jinx wig in progress. I have a few things going on. Oh, wow. That sucks, Nico. I hope you feel better soon. I haven't. I personally do not like working with spandex. I do not like working with spandex whatsoever. So I don't make plug suits. I should make her plug suit. That's like goals. But we'll see. Maybe when I turn 50. When I'm 50, I'll make a plug suit. That'd be funny. 50-year-old Asuka cosplayer. So. Really? That's interesting, Yoda. Yeah, 50-year-old Asuka plug suit. Yeah, we should make that happen. So I have been rewatching Skate Infinity and suddenly I'm like thinking I want to be a cute skater boy. This is the problem I have. I can't rewatch things. I've always wanted to cosplay from Skate. I just never have, so. There's just too many good characters. Rigor Mortis, I know. Yeah, you ruined the joke. You did. It's fine. You're just aging, that's the problem. See, Nico got the joke. I never get the joke. What does this cosplay come with? Not that I'm buying anything right now, because Lord knows I shouldn't be buying anything. However, I want to know what this comes with. Oh, it actually comes with the whole outfit? No, it's just the hoodie, right? Set 3. Set 1 is the costume, the jacket, the hoodie. Oh, it does come with the wig. I don't need the wig. I just want... Oh, okay. Ironically, it's less if I buy... That's so weird. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I thought that was the case. Because, like, wait a minute. Why would it cost less if I bought the wig than if I got the outfit without the wig? You see, like, it's just simple pants, a jacket, and a hoodie that I can make a decal on my Cricut with. I think the worst part is trying to find the little wrench that he puts on his pants, but yeah. This is just me looking at stuff like, oh, I could do Skate. That'd be fun. Especially since the OVA is coming out soon. In case no one knows what Skate is, it's Skate the Infinity. It is the skateboarding anime that made very famous because of the voice actor. Who is his voice actor again? Adam Skate. B.A. What's his name again? Oh yeah. David Wald. He did the infamous line that the character Adam says in the English dub. Hey there, bitches, hoes, and non-binary hoes. Like, that is like, that's from Skate. So that's like the quintessential line that everyone knows from Skate. Hey there, bitches and bros and non-binary hoes. It was amazing. I actually got to see that episode when I was eating lunch, brunch, whatever. I just watched it just now, and it's just like, oh, Skate. It is a fantastically queer anime without trying to be queer, but ended up being insanely queer, as most sports animes are. So what can one say about that? Okay, so what am I doing today? I have a list of things to do. Is Nifty here? I think Nifty's in the other room. I'm gonna run and grab Nifty because I need to do some slight repairs on Nifty. When I wore her, I realized my apron strap was too big, so I had to actually pin it in place, and I wanted to add snaps to the shoulders to keep the apron from like moving. So that was 1, 2, and I need to fix the lining on my dress because my dress, the lining came out a bit on the dress, so I need to fix those things. Those are some things I can do like right now without an issue, but I do want to fix them. I don't think I'm gonna fix the wig today, but I might start cutting out pieces to retouch the eye, because though the eye worked out very well, I kind of want to make it that this edge is peeled and not so crunchy looking. So I want to cut out another set of EVA foam to redo this. And I also want to make the one that she looks like hypnotized, that it's like the tiny pupil and then it's like all red. So I want to do 2 of them. So I have 2 of them on my roster of eyes. I feel like that's like a really cool thing to have. But I think today what I'm just going to tackle on is fixing the apron and stuff like that, because that really bothered me. Yeah, Eva foam. Yeah, I need to like, I think what I'm going to do is when I make it, I'll probably fill this in with wood filler, or I have like wood filler that, like plastic wood filler, so wood filler that turns plastic. So then I'm just going to use that to encase this and then seal it so it's all smooth. But yeah, I really definitely want to do the hypnotic eye that she has. Oh yes, thank you. They are my Jinx nails. This is the nails I was supposed to use when I was dressed as Jinx. Which didn't happen, but it's fine. Let's see. I'll put it here to show you. Window capture. Yeah, so this is like the eye I want to make it with this eye too. So I want to have this eye and I want to have like the hypnotic eye as well. So I want to have both eyes for Nifty. So that's going to be something I do. So I think it's going to be cool, especially since I rigged it in a way that I can literally interchange them. So I think that would be a good idea. The reason why I was even hesitant was because I wasn't too sure this was going to work. And since it worked out so freaking well, I'm going to make another eye. But I need to cut out the foam for that. Which do I have? I have foam behind my desk. So I might have foam for her. But I also have foam to make Jinx's gun, because I want to make Jinx's gun for my dress. But that's another day coming. So I'm gonna grab Nifty. Yeah, it's the eye. I mean, like, this worked out so well. My wig got all crunchy, but I'll fix it. But like, it's like perfect. It literally just like goes right on, right underneath the wig. I don't have to like really stress it. Obviously when the wig is put on my head better and not just thrown on a wig head, it actually fits. This got really flat because of the airplane, because I brought it on the plane with me. But I made a big list of all the things I want to update and do based on what I know from like all the things I've worn, and I was like, wait, I need to fix these things. So I had decided before I continue working on the other stuff, I want to like touch up these other pieces, because generally whenever I get ready for a con, I always have something that needs to get fixed. So I'm like, let's just take the time out and fix the things so I can just wear the things and not have to worry about it. So I think I'm gonna grab Mimami and Nifty, because those have hand sewing that need to get done. Yeah, those are like the major hand sewing ones. Let me go grab them, and then we will start working on the checklist. So I'm trying to find which scene I need. That's where we're going. Hello. Does this work? I think it does. You should hear my voice, but not see me, because I'm going into the other room. Oh, good. The costumes I want were in the same bag. Yeah, I'm trying to use this thing a little bit more to my advantage. So I tend to keep, because I have space, I tend to keep my cosplays in garment bags with respected irons. On their respected, I can't even talk today, on their respected hangers. So that's what I got going on here. Let's see. Okay, I gotta put you down. These were costumes I did bring with me to Katsucon, and this one was pretty much okay. Ironically though, I never put a closure on my pants. So my pants have no closure. So I realized that when I was at Katsucon, I was like, wait, I never put a closure on these. I should probably fix that. Also, I have to get the shirt for it. Where is this? Oh, the shirt's here. Awesome. I did bring it in. Haha. And my shirt, for some odd reason, was completely blue. I don't know what happened. I think it must have gotten dyed by something, or something came out of it, that I literally lost the whole thing was blue. Thankfully the vest covered most of it, so I'm not too concerned. Oh, author Brian Liu followed me on the 26th. Oh, that was the last time I was doing a writing stream. Cool. I'm sorry, I'm like looking at things on my phone. Like, wait, I need to see. I can't see anything. Okay. I have chat on my phone. I can see it. It's too far from me right now in this new setup. But it's okay. As long as I can get it on something, I'll be fine. Oh, thank God. My nifty dress is not covered in white makeup. I thought that's what was going to happen when I wore her, but it didn't. I'm excited. Okay, so this is the issue I have. As you can see, my lining literally came apart when I was lifting up the zipper. So that only happened on one side, so I have to fix that. And the reason why I need to fix it is because it keeps making this zipper stick as I zip up into my dress. And yeah, let's get this guy out of the way. I don't need him right now. I might work on him in a minute because he's also a little bit of hand sewing that needs to get adjusted. This was a waste. I had purchased long gloves thinking, hey, they'll work and I'll cover my arms and make them black. Nope. I gotta make some arm gloves for myself that actually cover up my whole arm. And this is, you see, I put them here towards the end, and I needed them a little bit more like here. So I have to move over just probably the one set of snaps to be more in, so it cinches my waist. And then up here, I'm gonna add snaps to here. And this way the apron doesn't move. Those are the things I need to fix on Nifty. So we shall get that done. I've been very grateful for having this giant space. I took like the week after Katsucon to reconfigure, rearrange, reorganize a lot of the stuff here, and it worked out so well. It has been wild how much all this has like been around and stuff. So a lot of my items that I have are very old. They're things I've had for years, but I really hadn't had a ability to properly space them out. And now I do. So the room is still nowhere where I would like it to be, but for now it is functional, and I thought changing the layout will give me a little bit more inspiration. Where are my snaps? Did I keep them here? So I have been lately wait, where'd it go? Don't mind me, I'm trying to find something so I could be hands-free while I do this. Oh wait, maybe I can use this instead. This might work a little bit better. Woot! Is it still working? I hope so. Let's see. The levels are there. Yes, they are. Okay, cool. Hello. Okay, I'll just put it here and just lean into my mic. It looks awkward, but I'm here. It's actually funny because I've been reading a little bit more books in my genre just because it's helpful to see what's coming out of it. And okay, I think that's a better spot for this. Actually, what I was looking for was my mic stand, because I can have my mic thing here. Let me find it. The cup is missing. Can't find the cup for it. I don't know where the cup went, though. That's weird. Because I had the cup on the table, and now it's not there. That's annoying. Although, I think I could technically move this one and use this one instead. I just want to know where my other piece went. What happens when you have equipment and you're like looking for it? You're like, where's my equipment? I thought I had it out. I did have it out. That's what's throwing me off. I'm not using the over the head tripod today, so that's fine. So I can. I'm a fool. It was in one piece altogether. Well then, I clearly don't look at my equipment very well. As I was saying, so it was interesting because I have been reading a book by an independent author who started off her whole career like self-publishing herself, which is great. That's the route I'm heading into currently. Hold on. And ironically, the series that I'm reading, she just literally was greenlit by Del Rey to release those books, I think this year, next year, something like that. And I was like, holy cow, that's actually kind of cool. The one thing I do find interesting about her in general, as I almost kill myself, is originally she was a podcaster. She was part of an anime podcasting group that I used to listen to very often many years ago when I was teaching and bored and I needed something to like fill sound in my classroom because it would get really quiet and stuff. And I used to oh my gosh, I don't even remember the name of the anime podcast. I want to say Anime World Order, maybe. I want to say it was them. And she was like the one, like it was like mostly men who were on the podcast, but there was this one woman, and I think her name was, what was her name? I can't remember for the life of me. And she kept talking about books back in the day, and I didn't think much of it. And eventually she was like, yeah, I'm writing my book. And then suddenly she's publishing. And I was like, when I entered into the writerly space, like the indie author writerly space, I quickly realized this chick that I'd listened to for years on an anime podcast about, the state of anime, what were the new animes coming out, had published books. And now I got a thing on her newsletter this morning saying that this is the second of her books I've read. And this series that I'm currently reading got picked up by Del Rey. And I'm like, this could be you. Why are you not doing what you need to do? So that was a moment that I had. And so, yeah, I was just like, wow, look at that, girl. You could possibly be picked up by a publishing company after, getting out some books. So you know what you need to do this year? Get your books out. So definitely, aside from like me trying to like work on adjusting some of these cosplay projects, I am definitely hitting the wheelhouse on this. It's been something I've been really trying to push on. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I do really like streaming crafting on Twitch because, like I've said in the past, it does really keep me focused on making sure I am crafting, which is something I tend to like really moving my camera over a little because clearly I'm on this side and I'm all the way on the other side. So I just want to make sure I'm in frame. Hold on. There we are. Okay. Now you see more of like me than my stuff. Hold on. Okay, there we go. So yeah, it was one of those moments that I was like, wow, this could be your life. Make it your life, girl. Make it your life. So we shall see. Like I said, I'm gonna work on it this weekend. The writing group I tend to frequent tends to do monthly. They call them double down days, and essentially the mindset of the double down day is you pick a word count that like would be your normal daily word count and double up on it, hence double down day. So they're going to be doing that. They do it the first of every month, and because currently I am flying solo this weekend, I probably could just wake up and like do it, or at any point of the day just handle it. I'm kind of tempted to take the trash to the dump today instead of tomorrow, because I normally like go to the dump every Saturday. But again, I'm solo this weekend, so it's kind of like I kind of want to be able to like do whatever I want tomorrow, and if it means I don't get to if I don't have to be handling all this stuff for the house, and I can be spending a good portion of my day writing, maybe, just maybe, we might do that instead. Okay, I think this is where I need to put them. I'm gonna just double check and put it on my body. I think what happened when I first put them on was I tried it on with a sweater, and yeah, the dress has no sweater, so the chunkiness kind of threw me off. I was right. Okay. I just wanted to double check because I don't want to have to redo this yet again. Because then that just gets very annoying very fast. So actually I like doing this using the mic. Like, I mean, hold on. I know it's hard to see with the smaller view, but let's flip it. See, I like this. The mic stand here, I can still work without an issue. I think this is cute. Also, you see like my mushroom hanging right there. That little portrait that's next to it, which I'll probably put more artwork against this wall once I actually situate it properly. The artwork that's behind me is painting I think my kiddo did in 3rd grade. Yes, 3rd grade. They were doing a unit, I think, on architecture in his art class, and he did the Eiffel Tower. And I love the Eiffel. I love France. I love Paris. I've never been there. It's like one destination I would love to go to. However, I was like, ooh, I want to keep that. So I've had that in my space for many years now. I just haven't displayed it in this house. I don't remember if I did. I believe I did display it in my other house, but it wasn't somewhere that people could visibly see. So I just like making sure I have that. I do have like the coasters that he has made too throughout the years. Actually, I can't find them. I need to relocate them, but I normally keep them on my nightstand and stuff. So I am that mom. I am the mom who keeps the stuff that their kid makes because why not? So I have like a little Eiffel Tower stand, Eiffel Tower picture, the mushroom and frog lamp light my husband got for me for Christmas and stuff. So, and a lot of the storage that's here was on the opposite wall. So I'm trying to figure out how to best situate my room. I do believe behind me I'm gonna keep my bookcases there as a nice setup. And I think what I might wind up doing is making a rig that I can do a backdrop and cover the bookcases if need be and shoot my cosplays on that wall behind us. Because I need a location to start taking pictures of my cosplays. I also could probably easily drag it out to the hallway because there's pretty natural light there too, but I do need to make up a frame. I need to make a PVC frame. So I have access to those things. You know, like a true content creator, not the wannabe one I am. So, not that I honestly believe anyone really looks at this stuff, but whatever. I look at it. So one of the downsides of using the pleather for her strap, though looks awesome, is the fact that it has now torn up in this little area. Thankfully, because of the way the fabric lays, it's gonna cover it and no one's gonna see it. So even though like these buttons are gonna be moved over, the old flap will cover them and that's it. I should have kept a set of snaps here and then added the other ones here so it stayed uniform, but I'm not going to bother with that. I don't want to lose snaps. These snaps are not... I have to look online and see where I can find them at a decent price. A lot of these snaps are snaps I bought throughout the years when I lived in New York and I would take trips to the garment district. Like, I found myself every time I went there at least buying 4 to 6 sets of snaps because I liked this size. This size was a pretty good hefty size that I could use for a lot of projects. I already made a mistake. So sometimes hand sewing is easy. Sometimes it's not. It doesn't work with me. So has anyone been doing anything fun? Watching anything of interest? The Oscars are this weekend. I haven't watched any of like the best... what is it? The best picture stuff. I haven't watched any of it. So... so dry. Sometimes like trying to like twirl the threads in my fingers, it's like, oh no, it's too dry. Having a hard time doing this. Trying to think. I'm like, I really haven't been watching anything like out of like the ordinary. Like I said, I've been watching what I've like the normal animes. I've been watching the seasons, Solo Leveling, Apothecary Diaries. I think the funniest one we're watching currently is like I'm a guild receptionist and I will solo any boss to not work overtime, something like that. It's hysterical. You can easily tell it's like a huge critique on it is like such a big critique on Japanese culture and like overtime and stuff like that, because she literally just goes to she I don't know how, like literally she apparently inherited like a special magic skill that's like top tiered skill, and they're like, how did you get it, like how did you acquire such a power? And she's like, well, I missed the festival and I was so mad that I said I would do anything, that I wish I could stop, like I wish I could like essentially like she wished so hard to have a way to stop herself from having overtime that she was granted like this like supercharged skill, and they were like, what, you just wished for it? And she's like, I'll do anything to not have to work overtime. And it was like, you were just given this boss gift, and she was like, yep. So the weird thing though is like the opening and like the actual show animation do not match in the slightest. Like if you were to just watch the opening sequence, you'd be thinking, oh, it's like some weird high fantasy a la Fearin and stuff like that. And it's like, no, it's literally a goofy one of those, I work at this shop and I will do whatever for this. It is that's what the show is. Although it's interesting because it does seem like there is like they're like trying to make like some parts of it very serious, but at the same time like, there's really not much going on there. So that's just the thing. But it's funny, we watch it and we're just like, are you serious? Like this is what's gonna happen? Okay, I'm just checking this is what's gonna happen. So I don't think I'm gonna go crazy with this, because I think just with the because it's not on a high pressure point, so I'm just gonna do 2. I did 4 the last time, but I feel like I don't even need to go that far, because this isn't on like a stress point, it's just on my back, it's around my waist, and unless I'm gonna be like doing cartwheels, which I can't do cartwheels anyway, I am probably not gonna need to worry about this too much, so I'll just keep it there with the 2. Make my life a little easier too. So I think that's like the newer one that we've been watching that's been kind of interesting. The one that threw us off is Baha Neko, which is like it's like supposed to be Bahamut and Neko put together, and it's like the elf girl's pet is actually an S rank monster. Excuse me. And that one's just weird because it is way too ecchi for what it's what it's about. So basically it's one of the it's not an isekai, it's like it's like kind of isekai, but I feel it's more like reincarnation. For me, it's like when it's the person is like dies and is reincarnated into something else, but they're like from the world. I don't necessarily consider that isekai because they didn't come from a different place. It's kind of like seventh time loop, the seventh time loop villainous story that she like kept dying, but she's from the same world. She didn't come from a different world. She's died in that world and got reincarnated and got to do a different job, and then died again and reincarnated, and that's different. So in this case, he was a knight who got reincarnated into a cat, but it isn't, well, it's actually a behemoth who's in the form of a cat, like a really cute adorable cat, but he's a knight. It's not like he was a businessman that came from like Japan. No, it's a knight. And he basically encounters this elf girl who helps him out because he got into a battle and almost dies. She helps him out because she's like, oh my god, what a cute adorable cat, I'm gonna make you my pet. And so she's just, it's like really crazy because she's got those insane like hentai proportions, those insane ecchi proportions. Like her breasts are like out to here, like where I'm like sitting here, so like this is like the end of the screen. Her boobs are like out here, and she keeps putting the cat in between her boobs, and the cat like looks normal size and then is nestled in her cleavage, and he literally looks like he's like pocket size. It's hysterical. And she like wants to bathe with him all the time, and he's just so funny because he's like, I am an honorable knight, I will protect my master. And then she like goes and like starts cleaning his like toe beans, and he's like, ah, so good. So like and the funny thing is like his intentions are not dishonorable. He's not trying to like peek at her or like try to be like very like watch her or anything like that. The cat truly does attempt to give her privacy and stuff, but she's like running around naked in front of him, and he's just like, okay. Like, also too, he's a cat, so it's not like he's a dude who can do anything. He's a cat. But there was talk about like interspecies breeding, and she was drunk and gets all like hyper excited about the fact that she can sleep with her cat but like since he's a kitten, she's like, no, when you get older. And I'm like, this is weird. But there's interesting like characters in it, and it's just like strange. Like there's like this very interesting like trans rep in there, so it's just like, but it's just like almost too comical to even really matter. However, I do like that it's like a beefy buff trans woman who is dating a very adorable cute guy, and they snuggle and kiss, and it's very like in your face, and I think that for me is adorable because I'm just like, yeah, like obviously she is not the traditional concept of beauty, but he, like, the wizard guy likes her and he's cute and he's like desired by many women. But he's got his trans girl, and I'm just like, I'm good with that. I'm cool with that. The fact that the elf girl wants to sleep with her cat, I don't get that. That I don't understand too well. But it entertains us. We haven't watched it in a couple of weeks, so we gotta catch up on it, but probably after my husband comes back home and he's free and we're not too busy like watching Solo Leveling or Apothecary Diaries. The other one that I've been watching without him is My Happy Marriage. I love My Happy Marriage. Oh my god. If you like romance and you like supernatural stuff and like political intrigue and all that cool stuff, My Happy Marriage. It's on Netflix. It's really good. Really, really like it. That said, I am excited to see the new Devil May Cry. I used to really like Devil May Cry. I was really into Devil May Cry, especially like with the first game back, so long ago. But then like I fell out of the franchise completely. Like I didn't even bother after I think Devil May Cry 2 because it's just like also too I feel like once they start changing like the gaming mechanics, if it's not something I like to use mechanic wise, no, it's not for me. Like that's one of the reasons why I've always been like I wanted to play Final Fantasy 15 a lot, but once I saw the battle system, I was like, yeah, no, this isn't for me. And like they moved away from like the turn-based system, and it's just like I don't have my reaction times are very limited. Like it's kind of funny because I do like platformers. Like platformers were something I used to play a lot. So you would think, oh, I should be able to handle like action based and stuff like that. No, to be quite honest, even Kingdom Hearts was hard for me to play. So and that sounds so sad. Kingdom Hearts was hard for me to play because it was like I had to react a lot more than I was accustomed to back in those days. So speaking of, I was replaying Kingdom Hearts on my PlayStation 4. I should continue trying to replay Kingdom Hearts. Should probably grab the PS4 and hook it up to the TV downstairs and try to play Kingdom Hearts here and there. Because I wanted to get back into playing Kingdom Hearts. What is going on? Sorry, like my Discord is going off and I'm like, what is happening on the D&D server? I don't even know what's happening on the D&D server anymore. I'm like, what? Okay. So I adjusted this. Now I think this should snap on pretty well. No, come back. Okay. So I don't think I need such big snaps for this part. I think I just need smaller snaps. I think I'll use these up here. So I have like, this container is ancient. Again, so much of my sewing supplies have been things I acquired within my first, I want to say, within my first 5 years of cosplay. So like I started cosplaying originally and I did a cosplay in 2004. I didn't really get into it until 2005. And from like 2005 on, for like 5 years, I acquired a lot of things. And so I like would buy like little tins and like plastic totes and stuff. So like I have like all these different snaps. I even have like suspender stuff here. I have so many things. I have lobster claws, hooks and eyes, frog clips, small snaps. nicer hook and eyes and like regular snaps and stuff. So I think I'm going to use these in here. And again, these were things I would go buy in the garment district. And some of them I actually wound up taking out. Like these big ones were originally on like our Miwako and Yukari Paradise Kiss costumes. And slowly throughout the years, I have lost snaps because I've used them on other projects. So there you go. That's where some of them went. So I'm gonna put one here. Yes, I think I'm just gonna put this here, and then I'm gonna put the base snap on the dress because I think that would work out better. So yeah, it's funny because when I first made the dress, I was like, I really should put snaps on the straps. And I was like, nah, I'm okay. And now it happened. I was like, man, I really should have put snaps on those straps. I really should have done that. So you live and learn. That's the thing with cosplay. Sometimes giving yourself a trial run on an outfit is pretty sweet. Because it gives you the chance to actually focus on it and figure out what you're doing. See if it actually functions the way it's supposed to. So that's fine. Especially if you're like gonna be competing in it, I feel like you should really do a trial run on it. Speaking of competing, apparently the cosplay tutorial challenge is back online this year, and I kind of wanted to do it. I've kind of wanted to do it because I feel like I could make a good tutorial. The question is, I'm like, I don't even know what to make a tutorial on, so that's one of the small things that I've like been like, oh, I don't know what I would even make a tutorial on. So I feel I could make a cohesive tutorial. I mean, I did teach and make lesson plans all the time, so it's not like I don't know what I'm doing, really. I kind of do. It's more like, but what would I do? I am not the neatest sewer of snaps, especially when I really don't care. Sometimes I actually sit there and I'm like, oh no, I want to make it look good, so I actually take my time out to do it. This is not one of the cases. This is this needs to function properly, so thank you. However, what I basically just do is like I do a small stitch in the center to like just figure out where I'm going with it, and then I sew several times in the little holes of the snap and just try to pull the thread taut to just make sure it lays flat. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. So I feel like I've been trying to stay more hydrated because I think part of the fact why I've been dealing with so much fatigue is I'm not hydrating enough.
Got all these men writing songs.
And since this week the temperature really just started
and then I go home and I listen to them alone.
Getting crazy hot out of nowhere.
What is it with
I don't think it helped me out that much either.
Perform for 1,000 people and you can't be honest with one.
This one I plan on putting on all the holes because since this area will be a bit more, there'll be more movement here. I want to ensure that these snaps do not break at all. I want to make sure it stays nice and secure where it needs to be, so. Thankfully, like, the way the fabric is, it's really easy for me to just make sure I just do the one side and not, like, end up with stitches on this side. That's the wrong thing. Okay. So ironically, we had joined a cider club a couple of months ago. And we were supposed to be getting our quarterly shipment. And then something happened that I got returned to sender, and they were like, "Oh, we'll send you out another one." We still haven't gotten a shipping notice. They said it was supposed to get here yesterday. Nothing showed up yesterday, and today I still don't know. I don't think it's coming at all today because I don't think my husband got a shipping notice. So I still have cider. It's not like I don't, but it's just like we paid for this. We are committed to doing this. And I kind of just want it so I can get rid of it. So I've been watching like my ring cam as much as I can because I'm like, am I gonna get a surprise FedEx delivery and not know it? Although by this time FedEx would have came, so I don't think they're coming. See something I need to get rid of. The amount of spam that just attacks my Twitch stream is not even funny. I've just kind of gotten used to just expecting unless it's like names I know, I just immediately assume everything's a bot. Everything's a bot. I'm like, I am too small of a streamer to think that it's like something meaningful. I'm gonna live my life like it's a bot. It's always a bot. Okay, so again, I'm just gonna put this snap here so I can just press it against like my shoulder, collarbone area, and I kind of just do this so it has an anchor in the center. Now, if this is the right way to do it, I don't know. It's how I've always done it, and my snaps don't tend to move, so yeah. I'm just gonna go with what has worked with me in the past. And now, I'm just gonna kind of gonna have to put my camera view on again because I'm hearing things outside that have me feeling a little concerned. Okay, I'm just looking outside of my house right now. Okay. I don't see anything I need to worry about though. Which is always good. So let's see. Yeah, this week has not been as productive as I had intended it to be. But I guess I will say rest is important. Rest is one of those things that, though I despise having to like actively go for a rest and rest my body, it's something that you need to do sometimes. So I have taken the time to do that. I mean, I feel like this afternoon after I get my offspring, I will most likely take another little afternoon siesta. I spent a good part of my morning cleaning the front porch. I'm gonna have to get a leaf blower, I feel, because or like one of those mini ones, because it fills up so fast of like pine needles and tree and like little bushel branches that it's hard to like have to sweep them all up. So I'm like, I might just have to get a mini leaf blower and just like clean that all out. Especially since like we have like cute rugs and stuff like that outside. It's just like, ugh, it's annoying. I might have to get new cushions for my I think I'm gonna find new cushions for my patio furniture though, because the furniture we have outside was from the previous owners, and obviously that was their decor. I would like a little more color and a little bit more vibrancy in my stuff, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to purchase a new outdoor rug to put underneath my patio furniture, clean out the patio furniture, and put new cushions in them that are a little bit more colorful and vibrant, because I kind of like a little bit of color, especially when it's like a nice bright season. I'm like, why do I want beige and brown and black? Why do I want beige and black when it's like beautiful blue sunny skies outside? So eventually I will fix that. Eventually I will fix this room and paint it completely the color I want it to. But I definitely am going to do that. I would love to change the light in here too, the overhead light. It's funny because in our living room we have lamps, and they had these god-awful lights in them that were just like insanely bright. They were like almost like fluorescent bodega store lights. If you know, you know what I mean. Like those horrible fluorescent lights in like stores and stuff. So I changed the light bulbs because I was like, every time I wanted to put the lamps on downstairs and give it like a nice ambiance, it just was like jarring having these bright like white fluorescent light bulbs in the lamps. So then it was like, wait, why don't I take this and put it in the lamp in the craft room? The lamp behind me actually illuminates the room way more than because of those lights, because I used one of those like horrible like bodega lights in the lamp. It actually illuminates the room more than the overhead light, and that just is sad to me. So that needs to be fixed big time. Alright, I think I'm gonna, before I even worry about doing the snaps on the dress, I'm gonna fix the lining on here and make sure everything else is okay in here. Best thing about this dress is because it's so voluminous, I could put a bunch of stuff in my pockets and nobody saw it. It was like the best thing ever. I loved it. It was so fantastic. It was great. Did I cut all my threads before wearing this? No. Was it that noticeable? Probably not, because I don't think nobody pulled on my threads, so yay. Okay, this was fine, this was fine, this is fine. Yeah, it was literally here. Okay. It's only this one side, which I feel like I'm gonna have to do the whole side again, which is fine. Cosplay repair, just as important as actual, like, making the costume. Sometimes you make it really well and it's fine and you don't have to worry about it, and then sometimes you have to repair it. But it's like clothing. Sometimes you have to do like small little upkeeps on them. So like sweaters get pills and you have to shave them down. Sometimes a button gets a little loose on a jacket, so you have to tighten that up. It's the same thing. This, to be quite honest, I think I must have sewn it in incorrectly the first time, so I'm not even gonna blame it. This was a user error, not anything else. I need to get better about posting when I'm streaming on Instagram so people see it and know, hey, I'm streaming. 'Cause I am not doing that. Okay. Okay, I'm going to get some pins to hold this in place. I have to finish watching Windbreaker. I started watching Windbreaker, the other anime, but like the delinquent school that basically became like, I wouldn't even say they're reformed because they're still delinquents, but like they're honorable delinquents. that the school students basically become the Bofuri, which are to protect the school, like to protect the neighborhood from any ruffians that try to come in. Um, it's awesome. It's like part Tokyo Revengers, part Komasan High. It's so much fun. I saw 3 episodes and I was like, that's it. You sold me. But then I had to keep crunching for Katsucon and kind of got thrown to the wayside. And yeah, I should be watching it instead of Skate, but I really wanted to watch Skate for some reason. Plus, I wanted to watch it in English. I watched Skate originally in Japanese, so I was like, oh, cool, I could watch it in English and just kind of like watch it in English, get the vibe for it in English, and then just do other things while I'm watching it, which is what's been happening. I've been doing other things while watching Skate. It's actually interesting because I watch a lot of anime in Japanese, but there are sometimes I want to see something in English because I got things to do. I can't keep watching things subtitled because I don't know Japanese well enough to be like, oh, I'll just put it on and walk away. Like, no, I actually need to sit there and read it. Oh, that is a thing. I need to actually watch it in English, so I have to watch it in Japanese, so like I gotta catch up with Sakamoto Days. It was good. I'm not gonna say there's anything wrong with it. It's not my type of anime. It's definitely not my husband's type of anime, so I think that's why it's like I probably will enjoy it more than my husband, so I think I'm gonna have to finish that one on my own, which is no big deal. Sometimes we try things like together and see if it works, and then sometimes it doesn't work out. Like Dandanon, he completely did not like Dandanon, and I was like, no, I must watch this, so I watched it on my own. And a lot of it was done during the daytime. I would like work on something, and then like for lunch, because it would release around lunchtime, I would just put it on during lunch and like eat my lunch while watching Dandanon, which was great. So I mean, we watch a lot of anime together, but we also watch a lot of things apart because we do have two distinct tastes. And when our tastes merge, we will watch the shows together. But for the most part, we do watch a lot alone, separate from each other. But we've always very much been the type of couple to allow the other to enjoy their things without the need to having to be involved with the other person. So my hobbies are my hobbies, and if they intersect, great. If they don't, no hard feelings. Like my guy, he loves his first person shooters. I cannot play a first person shooter to save my life. So, do I play first person shooters? No. Do I want to try and fail miserably? Maybe. I'm not too sure. Reason why I say that is because I really don't want to look like a big old fool. So, yeah. Okay, let's put the lining together. So right now I just have the lining put back in with pins because I want to make sure I'm in the right spot. Okay. Making sure that's okay. I'll admit one of the best things was I didn't really have to iron her for Katsucon. I was like surprised because it's satin, and I was like, oh god, this thing is just gonna wrinkle to no end. And it really didn't. It really did maintain its shape, its form. It didn't really need a lot of ironing or anything, and I was just very pleased with that. Because sometimes, holy cow, sometimes it's just like, nope, need it now. There is a small part of me that wants to try to go to Joanne's this weekend, but I'll see what happens. Maybe I'll go Sunday. Maybe I'll go tomorrow. I haven't decided yet. I do want to go because I got a notification that they're putting things at like 40% off. And I want to grab fabric. And the reason why I want to grab fabric is not because the prices are fantastic or great, or hell, even the quality, I'll be honest. It's just that is like the local to me place that I have accessibility to, and I kind of don't have anything else. So, I'm going to have to start setting up a fabric binder, a fabric swatch binder, which a lot of people have been showing online, and I'm like, yes, let's do that. Essentially, I originally used to do it in a card folio. I used to have like really old school, like those oh my god, what are they called again? The things that they used to use for like a Rolodex. Yeah, it was a Rolodex. I used to have a fabric guide on a Rolodex type style thing. So I used to have it on there many years ago. And since then I kind of just keep all my swatches inside of a giant Ziploc bag. So yeah, I should probably upgrade that. People are now using for like trading cards, the binder pages that have like that you can like slide the cards in. They're doing that for fabric swatches now. I think it's really cool. I'm down for that. I just find it funny that because like I used to use a Rolodex. I used to use an old school Rolodex, but I'm ancient. So that's probably why it's like people are probably like, what the hell is a Rolodex? Yeah, that's what a Rolodex is. So I was like thinking about the name. I was like, what is it called again? The thing that people used to put phone numbers on and addresses. Oh, that's right, a Rolodex. Didn't you just store that in your phone? Yeah, no, there was no phone to store it in. You actually had to write it down on paper and pen. So. So I used to keep my fabric, not swatches, but like at least my fabric, like I used to cut little swatches of my current fabric stash, and that's how I used to keep track of them. I used to keep them on Rolodex. So partly because I used to have, because New York, who has space in New York City, I used to have not one but two different storages. One was, and I wound up acquiring the second one because we were moving. So I had one originally close to my first house where I first was living, before my parents bought their new house. So what we did was I had some stored in the basement of the house. I had some stored in my storage. I needed to keep track of where everything was. And so that was one thing. And then we were gonna move to another neighborhood, and I was like, well, I need a storage near my new neighborhood. And then that's when I wound up having 2. And I had 2 for like maybe 2 years or something like that, because it took us a while to move into the new house because we had a lot of things to fix. But it was kind of funny. So I had like 2 storages. So I needed to like keep track of like cosplays and wigs and all this stuff. And now it's like I really don't have a system to keep anything in track because everything's all in my house, and whatever's not here does not exist. So like earlier today I was going through my wig bin. Like I have a whole bunch of wigs to sell. And I've been meaning to sell them for quite some time now, which actually I might start getting ready to do that because I need to get rid of them. They're just sitting there. Some of them I'm like, oh wow, I have this wig, I really should do this character again. And it's like, honey, you got so many projects. Stop. Worry about what you need to do now. So, and I did find some of my old Ami wigs, which I'm like, yes, I need to fix these wigs. Ami needs to return. Like, Ami is like the one Sailor Moon character I will easily just throw on without issue. Mainly because like her hair's is like one of the easiest ones of the Sailor Scouts. Her, Haruka, Hotaru, even Michiru to a degree, pretty easy. Minako, I love being Sailor Venus, but her wig is just, yeah, no. It's like Setsuna and like Rei. No, those wigs are just insane. Usagi is like okay-ish. If you have the wig done well, it's pretty easy to put on, but it's a nightmare to take care of with those pigtails, so yeah. So I will easily be Ami whenever because it is way easy to put that wig on, so. And I kind of like having like in my back pocket a few short hair characters because it's just easy to it's easy maintenance at con, before con, stuff like that. So long hair characters are cute, but some of them are just like pain in the butt to deal with, so. So I have to like go through a few things and see what's going on there. That's when I realized, I was like, oh wow, I actually have a wig that I can use for one of the skate characters. Do I really want to go down this rabbit hole? Probably. I think it'd be just fun to have like be a skateboarding kid. The issue is though, I'm not like as curveless as I was when I was making male characters, so like I really have to hide a lot more of my curves and really like make more like body modifications. So I definitely need to make sure I add shoulder pads, and like I want to add like fill out my waist area to match my hips a little bit more to give myself more of a squarish look. And I have done things like that, like made padding for like a belt to put around my waist so my hip and waist ratio isn't so dramatic, because currently I think it's a 10-inch difference. So it's like waist, hips. Men are not built like this. Generally, they have a little less distinction, so. I'm gonna have to do that, especially if I'm gonna be Reiki. I think if I'm gonna be Reiki, I want to have a little bit more. I want to have a little bit more distinction. I want to have a little bit more of a distinct male shape than just whatever. The only issue is I don't have a langa, and I would like a langa. We'll think about it. We'll figure it out. I like Reiki because I think Reiki's cute as a character. You know, he's not the best skateboarder. He may not be like, you know, as good as all of his friends, but he's genuinely good. What he's good at, he's genuinely good at. So like making the skateboard, being a supportive member of the team is like so cool. I love his arc. Like we're in the middle of like his character development, realizing where his place is on the skate team, I think is really good. And just the sheer fact that Longa is always like looking for him, like, come on, Reiki, where are you? It's like, yeah, you know, like he knows he's good, but at the same time, like Reiki is the person who got him into it. He's the person who made him fall in love with skateboarding. So he needs him there to support him, and I love it. I love how that story went. So it's like kind of funny because it's like I'm like, oh Reiki's so cute and adorable. Meanwhile, I'm like, oh my god, Adam's my man. He's crazy, he's psychotic, but you know what? I do tend to like these crazy characters that have like, they're very like morally gray type thing, or like ones that like have like obviously like there is a wound in them that has made them, that is not necessarily excusing their behavior but explaining their behavior. I love characters like that. So watching Adam, it's like been so funny because I've been like, man, yes, he's crazy. Yes, he's wild. Yes, there's nothing, he's not doing anything correct. Everything he does is wrong. But the guy had a messed up childhood. His aunts used to beat him and he was supposed to smile and be happy about it. And it's just like, excuse me? Like, what? His father basically was like, you need to grow up and I'm going to set your skateboard on fire for it. Because this you don't have time for. You have time. You're supposed to be doing this instead. And it's just like, excuse me? Like, why would you do that to your child? Okay, I don't like the way this is coming out. I'm gonna have to redo it. Ugh. Not happy. Not happy at all with the stitching at the moment. I think I'm gonna do it the other way that I should have done it the first time. I'm gonna stand up. My back's hurting me. Okay, I think this is a little better. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay. Like, where is my needle and thread? Oh, it's over here. My knots are not knotting. I'm kind of interested in seeing, or at least attempting to see, the planetary parade tonight. Actually, that's what I forgot to look up. I wanted to see what was up with the solar flare activity the past few days, because this is gonna sound crazy and like woo-woo and stuff, but hey, I kind of believe in that stuff. They do say that like when there are like heavy amounts of solar flare activity, it can mess with your body. Not just like, the radio waves and stuff like that and all these other like electronic devices, but it could mess up like make you feel tired and fatigued and stuff like that. And since I've been battling a lot of fatigue, I'm kind of wondering how's the solar activity been? And with like these planets aligning together and stuff like that, it's like, oh wow, I'm wondering what is going on. This is a little bit of sewing wax. It's wax that you coat the threads with. It's supposed to help it from like tangling and getting like knotted and stuff like that. It has worked for me sometimes. It has worked for me not at all. So I'm gonna be honest and say that sometimes it's worked out beautifully, sometimes it has been like, what did you even get coated? So hopefully this will help out a little bit, just a tiny bit, make my life a little easier while we're at it. Now watch me get really quiet because I'm going to be focusing on this to make sure I do this right as fast as I can. Because that is the one unglamorous thing about hand sewing. It takes time. And I'm not good at it. Like my grandmother, wherever she's watching down on me is probably yelling at me. She used to hand sew things so fast. She was, oh my gosh, she was so fast at buttonholes. Man, that woman was lightning quick with a buttonhole. She literally would just like hold the buttonhole and just go, you know, just like whip it together. It was like insane watching her hand sew buttonholes. She was like just as fast as the sewing machine, so I wish I would have acquired that skill from her, but alas, I do not have that skill from my grandmother. In fact, I did not learn anything from my grandmother, despite her being the seamstress of the family, because she passed away long before I knew what cosplay was. But I always feel like I have gained some of her skill and her, you know, her talent. And I will forever hold that close to my heart because I used to love watching her sew. I used to love watching her take my mother's clothes and tailor it down to my petite aunt size, or make my aunt these really cool maternity outfits from other people's clothing. It was just like insane. Because the thing was, like, my mom has always had a lovely like style. Like my mom is very stylish by nature, and she always liked buying really pretty nice clothes. And my aunt is not very stylish at all. She is very much not very stylish. So my grandmother used to always tell my mom, if you're gonna get rid of that, give it to me because I can fix it for my daughter. And my mom used to just easily give it. And my aunt used to have like some nice clothes because my grandma used to size down my mom's stuff for her. And so, and my grandma had a very good eye for fashion, even though no one would have thought it, because like my grandmother used to dress in like the most plain, like she used to literally live in an oversized t-shirt and a slip, like the little slips that you would put underneath skirts, because she didn't want to mess up her skirts. And then she would wear like regular pencil skirts and maybe a blouse if she actually went out, but for the most part she always had her hair in a little knot of a bun, oversized t-shirt, a slip or like a workwoman's skirt, because my grandmother never ever wore pants. She always had a skirt on. And she would put on like shoes or sandals and boots in the winter if she had to go outside, because she rarely went outside. If she did go outside, she just went downstairs to the store that my grandfather would tend to, and that was it. But my grandmother like knew style. She knew when clothes were well sewn, because that was like her job. She was a seamstress, she was a tailor, and I believe one of her focuses was like men's suits. So she was very good with suits, which is funny because I always say, if I were to have ever gone into like tailoring work, men's suits all the way, all day, every day. It's very hard. It's like very hard work for that. It's like bridal or like lingerie. Those are specialty fields that are just very difficult. But they're also very like meticulous, and every small detail like means the world. Like if you mess up one detail, that's it. It's ruined. So it's very meticulous, and I think I like that. It's a pain in the butt, I'm not gonna lie. It's not something easy to like work on, but man, oh man, would I had love for that. I mean, that's like me wanting to learn how to do 3D printing. It's just a skill that I'm interested in, and I'm like, I want to learn how to do that. Now, I know nothing about 3D printing. I know very little about it, and whatever I've learned is like rudimentary at best from like tutorials I've seen. So, however, I can tell if something's painted well or if it's finished well. The idea of like exactly how it got made, like shape wise, again, I understand the rudimentary basics, which for me is like fascinating because I am kind of handy and I know how to fix things. So like 3D printing is one of those things I'm like, ooh, this seems fun. I think this is how I did the other side, and the other side did not pucker up, and I think that's what happened. I didn't do it the same way. So I'm always testing different ways to see which one I like better. not gonna lie, I am very much a very slow sewer. So I realized Chill Hop's spring music is a lot louder than the winter vibes. Again, this reminds me so much of when I used to teach. Because when I used to teach years ago, that was like the YouTube page I used most frequently. So I would literally have Chill Pop on and a timer and just let it run during the work time. Now, depending on the class, it was either louder or lower, but overall, it was always on. It I noticed it would seem to like soothe the students, like one of those crazy things. Because like I feel for the most part, whenever I tried to do like the whole dead silence classroom, it was never my vibe. I don't do well in silence. Um, Silence is not my friend, except when I'm trying to sleep. And even then, we have like very ambient sounds in the house. Like we have air purifiers, we have humidifiers. There's noise in my house all the time. And just the sheer fact of like a classroom being dead silent, unless they're testing, always jarred me as a person, as a teacher. It just, I didn't vibe with a dead silent classroom. So I used to try to find music, but I didn't want like things with lyrics and stuff because the students would start singing or they'd all complain, why are you playing this? Why are you not playing that? So I used to find classical pop renditions, or I would find lofi, and I would just put it on all the time. It wasn't, and it became almost like an expectation in the classroom. Like the expectation was the music's on. If you want to hear it, you got to be calm and quiet. And honestly, it's like it would work. Like if they had to work on things, we would put it on and they would chill out, mellow, and it was like the time they knew they had. I was always like that. So I. And that's why it's like I always had it at varying degrees depending on the class. Cause like there were some kids that didn't like they wanted it dead silent. Okay, if you want it dead silent, I can't give you dead silence, but I can give you like soft sounds. And they were fine with that. So, uh, I will admit, I do miss teaching. I don't think this current generation would appreciate me as an educator, though. I really don't. Um, I do miss knowing what's hot and hip in the times, what's like the new trend. I do miss knowing that stuff. Um, I feel like being around the youth always made me feel really young, which is one of the reasons why I don't think I necessarily ever want to leave cosplay, because I still want to have that pulse on like the youth and seeing what's happening with them. Not necessarily actively being a part of it, but at least being in the know for me feels like such a small victory. So, and you would think having a 15-year-old, I would have a more understanding of things. No, they keep me so removed from the whole thing. I'm just like, let me in. And Z's like, no, not happening. Not doing that. I'm just like, come on, kiddo. Keep your mom cool. Nope, you're not cool. You're cringe. Apparently, that's what my child says. I am absolute cringe. And I'm like, fine, I will be the cringiest cringer ever. Because that's how I operate. Also, too, I feel like just in general, like today's generation of children are very vastly different than a lot of the millennials that are their parents. Like, I don't know, like, I'll be honest, I don't know what's a good parenting technique. I don't know what's a bad parenting technique anymore. Because so often we look back at childhood and we're like, oh, this was what made me such a terrible person. And it's like, but are you really all that terrible compared to what is in front of us right now? Are you all that terrible? Yeah, you might have flaws, you might have issues, you might have difficulties understanding certain things, but like, are you that terrible as a human, as a person? No, not really. So why are our children, like, why are they so like removed from reality? Why are they lacking the empathy and have this high tier focus on themselves, and there is no noteworthy sacrifice they are willing to give in the world today? Not that I'm saying they have to sacrifice everything, because I think that's like, we went from like feast to famine, or famine to feast. Like, I feel like so many millennial parents were like, well, no, I was forced to do this, I was forced to do that, so I'm not going to make my kid do any of this stuff. And I was like, I understand that. However, there were things that you learned that made you a basic good human. That's not something you should skirt on when it comes to your child, and it's such a hard balance. I'm not going to lie, especially in today's day and age. I feel like there's so much that they're missing. I feel kids today are meant to feel like they have to be these epitomes of perfection right from the start. And and as someone who suffers massive imposter syndrome and feels like everything they do is such a failure, and it's a failure, and it's not worth anything, and it's like the worst thing in the planet, I would be half the person I am today had I grown up in this time period. Because me having the ability to like do things off screen in the privacy of like in front of several friends who may not judge me so harshly and make those mistakes and have those flaws, it helped me. And thinking about now and like looking at my own child, it's like, wow, they don't really have that opportunity. They don't have that chance to just mess up, make a dumb mistake. Like, make the dumb mistake, not have it broadcast, and just move on. Pick up yourself and move on. And like I said, somebody who already has terrible imposter syndrome, and I didn't grow up in that type of environment. I don't think I could function. I would have functioned. I think I would have literally lived my entire life not trying anything. I probably wouldn't have done dance. I probably wouldn't have done a lot of things. I wouldn't have tried to be a teacher. I wouldn't have written my first fanfic at the age of 13, having the whole class read along, like on loose leaf paper, and have have the entire class reading along with us. I don't think that would have happened had I grown up in this type of environment. I just stabbed my thumb. I literally stabbed my thumb. I really wouldn't have thought of even cosplaying had I grown up during this time. A hobby I truly enjoy, skill set that I really love having, I probably would have been like, nope, I'm not as good as those people, so guess what? I am not doing it. So, it is very sad when I think about it. And that's the thing, failing is hard. Failing is not easy, especially when you put your heart and soul into something. You don't want to see it fail. You wanna enjoy it. You wanna live the fruits of your labor without concern or consequence. You just really want to live that life. And that's one of the things I've been like struggling with. It's like I really want to write. I really want to make my story, get my stories out there, and I really want to make it like a thing. Hearing about that author who got picked up by Del Rey, and it's like I'm reading her novels, and don't get me wrong, they think they're okay, they're good, there's an audience for everyone. It's not what I crave, but it's sufficient enough, and I'm just like, can I be better than that though? Can I be better than this? And if I am, will I have the same opportunity or luck as this writer? Oh, that went up so smooth. Love it. Thank you. Bless. Okay, let's put her on the dress form so I can figure out where the snaps go. Sweet. Let's see if I can get this done, because then that means I will have done the upgrades on the nifty dress and the nifty apron that needed to be done. Again, it's like so annoying because so much of this is just it's very slow stuff, and I wish I could like just find things that are like quick to make and that it could be done in a stream. But I will be 100% honest. I am a slow sewer. I take my time with things and it does take me a long time. Like what most people are like, "Oh, I can do that in like a day." And I'm like, "Yeah, that takes me a week." And there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that's something that should be known and celebrated. Like the crafter that won at Katsucon, they had worked on the two costumes they entered. They had worked on that for 2 years. It took them 2 years to finish all of that. And I think that's something that should be known and focused and celebrated because I feel very often so many people are like, "Oh, I need to enter, be competitive and cosplay, and I need to do all this now." And it's like, or as of yesterday, and it's like, whoa, dude, calm down. Sometimes these things take time. I think that's why I like calling these streams like cozy crafting or cozy writing because I embrace the process. I embrace like just being chill with the whole thing. Trying to make sure I'm above the lining. For this approach, I'm doing all the little parts. Hold on. Let me move this in front. We now have one snap. Next snap. The snap has fallen and I can't find it. Crisis averted. Well, that worked out. I just realized my mic was muted the whole time. That's wild. Anywho. I literally was like, wait, why is the levels not bumping up and up? Anyway, like I said, I went through my list. I checked off what I did for Nifty, which is great because that was a big part of it. We'll see what happens. Next week, I am probably going to stream definitely 3 times. Most likely Fridays is going to be crafting. I might adjust it to writing on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Maybe if I can do 4 days, I'll do 2 days crafting, 2 days writing. I want to bump up my writing time because I need to do that. That needs to get done. I love working on cosplay, but I need to write. So that's the deal. I'm going to head off. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Thank you for joining me today as I basically just hand sewed. I'm going to be rating Jellyfish Crocheter. They are going to be doing crocheting all 27 Pokeballs. So I'm curious to see what this is, but I'm going to raid Jellyfish Crochet. If you can, that'd be great. That'd be wonderful. Hope you have a lovely day and have a great weekend. Bye. Adios.